Greetings everybody and welcome back to WagerTalk TV. This is my first video for the World Cup opener between Mexico and South Africa on Thursday. I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern. The World Cup is already here, guys, and if you want to get in on the action, you can go to my page at wt.buzz/pl. I got my World Cup full access package for just $149. Comes down to $3.80 per day, really affordable. You'll get all my futures. I got a bunch of them loaded. Today it's Wednesday. I loaded the second and third batch of futures. Some really big numbers there, plus 10,000s, plus 8,000s. It's player props, so you can find all those at my page. And of course, by getting this all access, you'll get every single play, all my 5% releases, just pretty much everything. Why me? I'm profitable in 8 of the last 9 major competitions. Number 1 in each of the last 3 summers in soccer over at WagerTalk for a combined plus 277 units. Guys, I know this competition is very well. I keep saying it, but it's true. I wanted us to win some money together, a lot of money together actually, in this World Cup. And if you're a new customer, you can get your first play, your first package for just $1 by using promo code GOAL, G-O-A-L. This is good. This promo is good for WagerTalk, Sports Memo, and Picks and Parlay. So head over to my page. You'll find all about it. Now, Mexico versus South Africa. Mexico minus 240 favorites here. The draw is at plus 350. South Africa plus 800, huge underdogs here. The spread is at 1.25 goals. And the total is set at 2 2/4 goals. Now, a couple of things about Mexico. Of course, they're obviously co-hosts here in this competition. And they are the team that, their camp started way earlier than any other team. I think it was, maybe 2 months ago. They even pulled players from the Liga MX when teams were, deep in the playoffs. So the coach, Javier Aguirre, said, no, I want these players in. You're gonna just have to do without them. So that's how serious Mexico are viewing this World Cup. And, Mexico at home, at an elevation in Mexico City. I mean, South Africa, I do have a couple of player props for South Africa that I won't give out in this video because I want to keep them for clients only. And I'm not even sure some of these players are starting. So about 1 hour prior to kickoff, I'm gonna see who's starting and who is not, and I'm gonna load another play. Now, how do we attack this game? I see Mexico, being the hosts is gonna be a loud venue, and I'm not really sure if South Africa have any kind of chances here, even though they're fighters. They can be a sneaky team. Hugo Bros, their coach, has a lot of experience playing at this stage, but this game might be a little too much for South Africa. So I do see Mexico winning. I'm just really torn between pairing Mexico money line with the under 3.5 goals, which is around minus 130, or the over 1.5 goals at minus 130, minus 135. I'm gonna make my final decision probably later tonight because I do see Mexico winning this. I'm just not sure yet if it's gonna be an under game or an over game. I mean, listen, judging by what I've seen from Mexico in the last couple of years since Javier Aguirre took over, they usually try to take the lead and then sit on it. Like most of their matches tend to go to the under 3.5 goals. Of course, we have some exceptions in friendlies and also in last season's Gold Cup. Where in match day 1 they beat Dominican Republic by 3-2, but Dominican Republic, they were one of the weakest, if not the weakest team in that group. So they just said, screw it, we'll just go out and have some fun. And if you look at their recent results, I mean, for Dominican Republic, there are always some huge scorelines there. That's not the case with South Africa, even though they did have a couple of high-scoring games in the Africa Cup of Nations, but it was against Zimbabwe, for example, where Zimbabwe said, okay, screw it. It was in match day 3 where Zimbabwe only needed a win, so they opened up. South Africa took advantage. South Africa, they're not the biggest favorites. Actually, I think they're the first favorites to finish bottom of this group. So if South Africa want to have a fighting chance to be among the third among the 8 best third place teams. They need to keep their goal difference at a reasonable state. So even if they lose, I think they're gonna try to do it by minimizing the damage. So, and I mean, that's why I'm leaning towards the Mexico win and under 3.5 goals at -130. Guys, this is the opener. I mean, I don't know the situation regarding the weather in Mexico City that day, but I mean, if Mexico win the first game, I mean, they're probably through already. I mean, they got 2 more matches, even a draw. I mean, even again, if they win 1 game in this group stage, in this expanded World Cup, means you're through to the next round. Now, and all that remains to be seen is whether you finish first and who you're gonna get matched with in the round of 32. But anyway, I think Mexico, I mean, if they're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, even 3-0 up, they're not gonna go for a 4th goal. And I mean, maybe South Africa will open up to find a goal. I just think there's a slightly better chance to see Mexico winning under 3.5 goals than seeing Mexico winning over 1.5 goals. I mean, maybe this game is a 2-0 win for Mexico and both this same game parlays win. Leaning to the under 3.5 goals with Mexico money line at -130. Depends on what you see. I do also think, this doesn't strike me as a goalless first half. So the first half over 1 goal Asian line is at +120, +110 in other books, +140 in other books. Basically, this means that we need 2 first half goals to cash this, but if there's just 1 first half goal, we get our stake back. In 0 first half goals, we lose the stake. And this doesn't strike me as a goalless first half. I mean, the crowd is going to be roaring. Mexico are not playing games. I mean, all their matches, except the one, the recent friendlies. Only their match against Portugal did not have a first half goal. And same goes for South Africa. And I think half of them, or almost half of them, had 2 first half goals. So leaning to the first half over 1, +120. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Mexico scored an early goal. I'm just not sure if we're going to see a second, but I think it's a pretty safe bet. So to sum up, a couple of plays that I like. At least one of them is going to make my card on Thursday. First one is the same game parlay with Mexico win and under 3.5 goals at -130. The second one is first half over 1. At +120. If you want to go for a slightly different bet, you can get first half Mexico to score or first half Mexico over half a goal. It's -140 as a consensus price. I think that's a very, very realistic scenario. I think Mexico come out with guns blazing. Again, roaring crowd, home advantage. I mean, come on. I think they're gonna score even in the first 15 minutes or so. So yeah, there you have it. 3 plays or 2.5 plays for this World Cup opener. Super excited. I'm gonna do another video for South Korea versus Czech Republic. This just right off the bat, this looks like a tight game to me. Maybe the under there or a draw. I think we're gonna see a lot of draws in match day 1 because teams, if they get a point from the first match, especially against a stronger opponent or an opponent of equal strength, that increases actually their chances to qualify because another a win in their next 2 games or even a draw or 2 draws can get you through. So there you have it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Mexico. Are they gonna beat the brakes off of South Africa? I think South Africa, they have what it takes to at least keep the game close, right? I'm not sure if it's going to be a 3-2 win for Mexico or a 2-1 win for Mexico or a 1-0 win for Mexico. Again, I'm still trying to decide which one is the winning play. So all my plays are at wt.buzz/pl. Reminder, you get the whole World Cup package for just $149. Comes down to $3.80 per day. Guys, it's 5%. Individually costs $39, so 4 of those and you reach that price point of $149. And by getting the all access, you also get all the daily plays, just everything. So yeah, good luck, God bless.